Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joey's Retro Newscast. And I do this weekly. Every Friday, we go over the top news in retro handhelds and retro gaming. That is the focus. And sometimes we talk about gaming and general gaming news. Now, I missed this update last week, so my apologies, but Eden, the Switch emulator, got an update to 0.04, and it seems like it was bigger than expected. I saw a lot of people happy with the performance of this one, and apparently I read that Snapdragon 8 Elite devices got improved as well, and it says so in the notes too, but some people are happy with that as well, which is good. Now, if only 8 Elite could get fixed for RetroArch and other emulators, then we would be swimming pretty well. But seems like right now it is just Switch emulation which is getting the updates. Long story short, new Eden update looks good. I am actually going to have a video out on Eden, a whole setup guide, this weekend, so look forward to that. Not to be outdone, but Citron, the other Switch emulator, also got an update and to 0.10. And with it, we have some improvements. Looks like a lot of compatibility and stability updates here, better multiplayer services, and that sort of thing. Apparently, there are some hotkey fixes as well, which is nice. So check out Citron if you haven't, it's another option as well. Game Native got an update this week to 0.5.1. Nothing major that I could personally see, but maybe somebody in the comments can let me know if I missed something. I think most are using GameHub nowadays, but Game Native is still a good option too. I am still on the outside looking in for all of this stuff. I don't care much about Windows emulation, and I did try it this week and left with a sour taste in my mouth. It's not something for me. So I'm going to be sticking to Windows for Windows stuff. This week's question of the week comes in from Virtue Dude, which I don't usually get questions of the week as an email in, but I thought this one was pretty funny and I had to share with everybody. Virtue asks, which handheld should he bring to jury duty? Ideally one that signals that he is too weird to sit on a jury. So sound off in the comments. What would be the weirdest handheld that he could bring in for jury duty to show that he is a weird person? And so my quick answer here was that new Absolute 3D One device that I guess isn't out yet, but let's pretend it is. That would be my device. If he showed up with a big, 11-inch device in his hands on jury duty, that would be me thinking, okay, this guy's a little weird. But let me know in the comments, what is your answer here to help him get out of jury duty? Anbernic has another video out on the RG DS. Well, actually, there's two videos. But this time, the first one is showing off more 3DS games. Now, it is a shame because everybody, up to a few days ago, kept falling for this, despite me letting you know for months now that maybe you should be careful. But look, they are playing 3DS games, so obviously the RG DS plays 3DS, and the game is Doodle Jump. That's the game. For audio listeners, the game is Doodle Jump. So yeah, the most hard to run 3DS game, Doodle Jump, that is on everybody's list. I would like to point out for the future, and anybody that gets caught by this in the future, if a device can run the system, they would show games running on that system. The games that people care about. Anyways, this is just a showcase of more games running on the RG DS. Then Anbernic shared another video, and they are really trying to make this device happen. Like, this is abnormal for Anbernic to do this. But it was funny because you see the comments from the very first video that they ever released, and then you see the comments on this video, and it was like watching a car crash happen in slow motion. The very first video is all happy and excited, and then by this video, it's like, why are you guys even making videos anymore? It was just funny. I noticed it in the comments when I was just scrolling. Now, in this video, they want to show off integer scaling and how small it makes the display. Because if you remember, one of the rumors going into this device was that it would do integer scaling properly with the screens, which ended up not being the scenario. Then we see some shaders and all of that for those of you that like shaders for whatever reason. And then they're playing some games. Except now they added music overlaid on top of the game's music, so it makes it harder to know if the games are running at full speed or not. That's exactly why they did this. Although you can see it lagging in their comic app, which is funny for a lot of different reasons. Now, one thing I did not know that I found out this week is that this thing is absolutely huge. Like, it is massive. It is as big as a Thor is. So here are some dimensions up on screen. And we have the Thor. taken from AYN's website. So we have 15 centimeters by 9.4 centimeters by 2.6 centimeters and is 380 grams. Then we have the RGDS taken from Anbernic's website, their own numbers. It is 16 centimeters by 9.1 centimeters by 2.15 centimeters, and it is 321 grams. That's kind of heavy. Then we look at the DSi XL, which is pretty much exactly the same as the RGDS. So it is 16.1 centimeters by 9.14 centimeters by 2.12 centimeters for 314 grams. So I personally thought before all of this that this was DS Lite sized. This is actually DSi XL sized, which is weird because now you have a bigger device that has no power at all and it's taking up more space in your pocket and everything. I was looking for a DS Lite. That's what I was looking for. And I could have seen like a use case if this was DS Lite sized, but being DSi XL sized, oh my God, tongue twister, it's even worse for me. I don't know. I didn't know about all of this. And then I saw the dimensions. I'm like, oh my God, that's huge. We now have a list of what is new in the new TrimUI Smart Pro S. And this is basically an incremental upgrade refresh that is going on with the specs here. They have a new home button. There's larger sticks with L3 and R3 now. A reset button. Microphone has been moved somewhere else. They changed the power button design. It also looks like they have active cooling, which Allwinner desperately needs, so that is good, depending on if the fan is loud or not. The processor is now an Allwinner 523, apparently better Wi-Fi, and that is sort of it. Now, I like the TrimUI Smart Pro. These are nice upgrades, but all of this is going to be price dependent because the TrimUI Smart Pro on launch was like $80 or $90 from what I remember. And then they had sales and AliExpress sales. It got down to like $40 to $50. If this is going to launch higher than a Magmi Air X in pricing or near that, that's a problem. I don't know how you beat Magmi in this price range because they are the best right now in this price range. So I'm going to be curious about that, but we'll see. Now, just quickly, I want to talk about the Retroid Pocket G2. I saw a picture of their turquoise, which is green, and I don't know if it was the lighting or what was going on, or if they're having another problem like they did with the Retroid Pocket Mini, but that does not look like turquoise. That looks like green. So if Retroid could stop having these problems, that would be great. Now, I don't know if this is a problem or not. I've only seen this one picture. I'm assuming, based on the lack of backlash that I have not seen online, that this is probably just a one-off, but this does not look like turquoise to me. I would make a whole spiel about how we should stop pre-ordering Retroid products because they never actually show you the actual devices before they ship, but nobody ever listens to that. So I do want to talk about Retroid for one quick second. Apparently I found out that other reviewers got the Retroid Pocket G2 for review, making this the first device that Retroid has not sent me. So I can only glean from this that I am no longer on Retroid's list for review units. Now, this changes nothing on my end. For followers of me for the last 2 years, you know that this is just a normal thing that happens. Devices get sent to me for review, the company stops when they don't like what I say, and we just continue the cycle with the next company. I only have like a few left at this point. But in some cases, we have companies that I reviewed badly that end up coming back or end up coming to me afterwards, like Miu. They sent me the Miu Mini Flip, which I just reviewed, or Magic X. And in both scenarios, Miu and Magic X, I completely obliterated their previous products. So for them to come to me later is pretty cool. And for Retroid to not do that is meaning that Retroid is below Miu and Magic X on my scale now, which is unfortunate because for a whole launch disaster like they've had in the last few weeks, you would think they want more eyes on their products, not less. But whatever. It is their prerogative. If they don't want to send me devices, they don't have to. I will still buy devices. And in this scenario, what ended up happening is I bought both these devices, the G2 and 6. And if you remember from last week, I said I was not going to buy them. I had no interest in them. But now I want to know what they don't want me to see. So I bought both devices. My G2 is probably going to arrive pretty soon. It's DHL, all that sort of thing. The 6 will arrive whenever the 6 arrives in January. And so we'll look at both devices. But it is kind of disappointing to see this from Retroid, a company that in the past, their representatives have said that they do not blacklist reviewers. And yet I did not receive a G2 for review. So I don't know what else to glean from that. Now, I'm just curious, is there already a Twitter or Discord poll about reinstatement for Joey, or is it Is it only for redesigning handhelds? I'm curious how this works from a Twitter perspective. Because this next story might be something that Twitter wants to get involved with. Ayaneo is teasing the Ayaneo Pocket Vert, which is their vertical handheld that is upcoming. And before we get into all of that, I do want to quickly talk about Ayaneo because it was pretty funny. Ayaneo has never sent me anything in the past. They sent me one mini PC for review, and that was it. But they sent that to pretty much everybody for whatever reason. And so they choose not to send me things for their own reasons. That's fine. I don't care. One quick thing. I mentioned in a previous video, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is because of this. I mentioned in a previous video that Ayaneo is going to be sending me the Pocket Air Mini because I received an email from them stating that they want to send me a Pocket Air Mini. It was only when I scrolled down in that email that I realized that they were trying to reply to another person that had asked for the review unit for the Pocket Air Mini, and they sent it to me by accident. And so I can't write these jokes. Like, I literally cannot write these jokes, but it was funny when I was just like, hey, is this email even for me? And just radio silence about it. So I know it's not for me. So no, unfortunately, no Pocket Air Mini is coming to me for review. I did order one. So whenever they ship them out in 2027, I will have one. But if you've been waiting for a review for me on that device, it's not coming. I feel like the Associated Press with all of these companies, like I get how they felt now. That's me. So just throw on an Associated Press background for Joey, because that's what's happening here. But anyways, Ayaneo has shown off their Ayaneo Pocket Vert, and I am just wondering if we're going to start a Twitter poll to redesign this one. Has it already started, or do we only do that for Retroid devices? I am very confused as to when Twitter and Discord get involved. Who makes that decision? Is it Elon Musk, or is there somebody else that handles these communities? But if you look at this design of this device, I am not sure who designed it and who decided they wanted to do the Where's Waldo of buttons, but the face buttons on this is the size of the start and select of the Analog Pocket, which is certainly a choice. And I don't know who made that choice, but it is certainly a choice. Because if we throw up both devices, and you're probably going to ask me, why do we care about the Analog Pocket? Well, the Ayaneo Pocket Vert is using the same screen from the Analog Pocket, which is where my interest came in for this device. And I had the lowest of expectations coming in because I saw the Ayaneo brand on top of it. So I'm like, yeah, okay, it's Ayaneo making an Analog Pocket. They're going to screw this one up. And naturally, they did. I was interested in this. I would be the target for this. It's going to be like high 200s, low 300s for price range from what we have gleaned, from what they've said. I am still in that market. I will pay money for a good vertical device that is like an Analog Pocket competitor, all of that. The Retroid Pocket Classic is awesome, but there could never be too many of these. So when you lose me as one of your only people in your corner for this device, well, then I don't know what else you can do. This looks terrible. I don't know what else to say. This looks terrible. Whoever designed this never should make another device again in their life. This is why I don't get units from these companies, because I see these things. But I mean, I don't care. Whatever. Don't send them to me. It's fine. This month's game of the month is The Legend of Zelda: Phantom Hourglass, and our ROM hack of the month is newer Super Mario Bros. DS, which I just beat last night. I'm filming Thursday, so I beat it Wednesday. And it is fun. If you liked Super Mario Bros. DS, then you'll like this. They actually did a very good job on this game, so I recommend it. I also beat Digimon Time Stranger this week, and that, when it stayed a little too far at the end, it did one of those things where, like, is this the final boss? No, it isn't. Okay, this is the final boss. No, it isn't. And you kind of get extended that way. But it's still a great game. That's a fantastic game. And there's a new game plus when you're done it, which I'm probably not going to do, but highly recommend Digimon Time Changer. It is really fun. If you can get it at some point in the future or even now, I recommend it. Okay, and as always, we end off the newscast with the newscast Q&A, so send in your questions to newscast@joeysretrohandhelds.com, or there's a Discord channel on the Discord that you can send them in through there. Our first question comes in from Chihuahua. Based on the Retroid Pocket 5 having the same chipset, do you envision any big changes to your setup guide for the Thor Lite if it ever ships? No, there is nothing in my AYN Thor video for setup guide that would be power dependent. And pretty much for everything in there, the Thor Lite can do anyways. So Yeah, no matter how many times I keep saying this in many different videos, I still get questions about, can the Thor Lite play 3DS? And the answer is yes, it can play 3DS. Don't worry about that. So the answer is no. Everything in that Thor setup guide will apply to the Thor Lite as well. Last question of the day comes in from Zari. Dear Joey, you are Tom Hanks in Castaway. Instead of Wilson, you will find one handheld device. You have a small solar panel that gives you a full charge twice a week. You also find two 2TB SD cards, one with a selection of retro games from all consoles, and another one with a nice selection of PC games, old and new. Internet is only good enough for your Chivos, nothing else. Go figure. Which handheld would you like to have? I like how in this scenario, like Wish scenario, you still have pirated SD cards still there. Like, we still can't escape that. Even in this Make-A-Wish scenario of Fantasy Island, there is still just 2 pirated hard drives on this island. It's going to be the Xbox Ally X for so many different reasons, but you're saying PC games. So I am somebody who streams my PC games, but I have to grab a PC handheld if I want to play PC games. So it's going to be the Xbox Ally X. Plus it plays all the retro games. And I'm really enjoying the Xbox Ally X. So right now, Desert Island game or Desert Island handheld with that specific requirement, it's the Xbox Ally X. That is everything this week. Make sure that you like and sub so you can help the newscast grow. Come join me on the Discord to play some games as well as talk about all of these handhelds and support me through YouTube membership if you like my stuff. Appreciate you all for watching, and that's all from me, Lumios City.